Take your shot, fun boy. You got me, dead bang. What's happening, my fellow geeks and geekheads? Welcome to a brand new episode of Cosplay Chris, and today marks episode 2 of the Undead Avenger, the progress of my Crow cosplay. Now, today's episode is all about a full makeup tutorial slash test. This is going to be the first time I've done the full makeup in all its glory. I did a half test last week because I haven't shaved the beard. This video will also include me having a nice clean shave, which I don't like. I don't like being freshly shaven. It's just weird and I feel naked. So I want to try and be as thorough as possible in terms of the process of the makeup application. I do have a temporary sort of costume that will fit the bill for the time being until the proper jacket and all the undergarments arrive for the final costume. It's essentially just a tight long sleeve black top with all rips in it and just a leather jacket. So the products that I'm going to be using today are a mixture of different brands. In terms of the black portions of the makeup, it's the Maybelline Color Tattoo 24-Hour Color. Now, this stuff is actually the stuff that I use for the panda eyes for when I cosplay as Batman or even Red Hood with the red eye mask. In terms of the white portion of the makeup, this stuff is from Kryolan. This is the aqua color. They are famous for this stuff. This stuff works an absolute treat. The reason why I'm not going to be using the black aqua color is because this stuff here is a lot more stronger, and we're actually going to be applying the black portions first and then go around the rest of my face with the white section. And I will explain why I'm going to be doing that. It's to help with the blending process and not making the makeup look as harsh as some iterations are, but more or less like Brandon Lee's makeup, where it's more blended together. Now, I actually just jumped the gun a little. Before those two steps, I'm actually going to be using the Ben Nye effects wheel, just pretty much the red, for the nose scarring. So that's going to go down as the base first. I'm going to seal that in with a makeup sealer and then go in with the black portions and then with the white, and then this red will kind of show through and show the scarring on his nose that's in the comics and the film. Now, in terms of the hair, it's not much. I also do have a plastic bullet shell casing that I have burrowed out. Now, I do know in the comics that he wraps it around the shell, but I'm actually going to be threading my hair through this, so deal with it. This is the stuff I use for whiplash. This is kind of like a touch-up spray. This is colored black, so it's not to completely blacken my hair. It's more or less just to darken the tips of my hair because they do have blonde in them and some parts of the top of my head. Now, to give that kind of wet, greasy look, I'm actually going to be using Forever Young Hair and Body Rejuvenation Oil. You know, sometimes now and then when I'm going out and I want my hair just kind of looking that all-round wet look and not drying and frizzy and fluffy and everything. This is the stuff to thread through, because you look at Eric Draven, whether it be in the comics or the film adaptations, his hair is always kind of like sopping wet or it's greasy and it just looks really grungy and gnarly. Now, I just want to get this out of the way, so much so I'm actually going to read it in the blue-haired lawyer's voice from The Simpsons.
This document states that I am not a trained makeup artist. I am not a credited makeup artist. I have not done any courses. The method that I will be using in this video is simply my method and works for me.
Now that we got that out of the way, it's time to have a shave. Like I said, I do not like being freshly clean shaven, but whatever, it just has to be done for this makeup, so let's go have a shave. Okay, so I'm all freshly clean shaven, feels very weird. You want to make sure that your face is nice and dry and free from oil, stuff like that. Don't put any moisturizer on, because it will inhibit the way that the makeup will stick to your face. So like I said, the first step is we have to do the nose scar. So I am going to be using the Ben Nye Bruise Wheel for that, just the red color. In terms of the makeup overall, I'm going to be using a mixture of assorted brushes, and this yellow sponge here is predominantly going to be used for the white portion of the makeup. So I want the nose scar to be very subtle, but I do have to draw the line first and then start to blend it into the skin. Not too much, otherwise it won't pick up under the white makeup. Now, usually a makeup artist's best palette is their hand. Now I'm fully aware that it's pointless going up to this point because the black makeup is just going to completely cover it, but it's all for the sake of continuity. Okay, so next step, I'm just going to grab a Q-tip and just start to blend it back into the skin, just so it's subtle. But like I said, we do not want it too subtle that the white portion of the makeup is going to completely cover it. Even go in, dab with your fingers. Now the next step, you guys know what this is. This is from the first episode. We're gonna pop this baby over my face and trace around for the black portions of the makeup. So after that, I actually do go back in once I remove this face shell and tweak the top of the eye areas a bit, just so they're a bit more in accordance with the shape and contour of my eyebrows. Again, we're gonna be using the Maybelline Color Tattoo. This is a black color. You can also get it in an assortment of other colors. I think there's only like 4 other colors you can get, but like I said, this is the stuff I use for my panda eyes when I'm doing Batman makeup. All right, let's do it. Et voila. Okay, so now I can go in and really start to define the edges and start to color in my lips and the inner parts of my eyes. So that's one eye done, but what I'm actually gonna do is make this corner here a lot less harsh and kind of droop it down back here into my eyebrow. Like I said, just kind of make it a bit more Brandon Lee-ish in terms of the makeup. Now, I am going to be going back around the edges of everything once everything's colored in black and soften it and smear it into my skin. And then I'll explain how I'm going to be doing the white, which is actually going to overlap and create a very nice kind of foggy look between the black and the white. Okay, so both eyes are done. I have blended these corners back in just so they flow down a bit more. And like I said, it's not that sharp. So final step for the black portion of the makeup is the lip section. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with how the lips have turned out. If in doubt, go back in with a makeup remover wipe until you find that happy medium. Now the lips are slightly asymmetrical, and that is completely and utterly on purpose, but still, I kind of want that fine balance in the end. But like I said, I still want a sense of asymmetrical shapes on this makeup. Now I think this would be a good time to change into the black long sleeve top before I go any further, because once I do the makeup all fully done, taking a shirt off and putting another one on could inhibit it, even though it really shouldn't. It may. Okay, so the next step is we are going to start blending the edges in and just doing a bit of smearing here and there, just very subtly. We're then gonna go back in and I'm gonna seal up my face with this setting spray before we move on to the white portion of the makeup. So like I said, just very subtle. This is gonna help with the blending effect and just softening the transition from black to white. Now I'm only doing this for the eye sections. I'm keeping the points of the eyes and the lips intact. And it all makes sense once I do the white portion of the makeup. I'm really digging how this is looking. I'm really excited. So like I said, just get the setting spray, hold it about 30 centimeters back from your face, and that's all you need. Now it's time to use the white aqua color from Kryolan. So this is water activated. I'm gonna be using this sponge to stipple it all over my face. Now I am actually gonna be going over some of the black portions of the makeup and then go back in with some more black and then kind of back it up a little bit. Like I said, this is gonna help with the blending and the softening of the makeup. Once that's done, we're gonna use that setting spray again, give it a nice little mist over my face, and then we can move on to the hair. Now, amongst using the sponge, you can actually go back in with your fingertip and help dab it back into your skin, and that way you get that nice, even application of the white. Okay, this is taking a lot longer than I thought, but I really wanted to take my time with it, so I don't know if you guys can subtly see there is the scar. So the next step is we actually have to kind of backtrack. So I'm gonna go back in with the brush and the Maybelline 24-hour kind of tattoo color and just redo these lines here, not completely, just straight down the middle, just so they're a little bit more sharper, but also blended. Also go around some parts of the eye and the mouth area. And then after that, we can seal this up. I'm gonna let it properly dry, and then we can move on to the hair, and then we can have some fun. Okay, finally reached that happy medium with the makeup. It's now time to give my face 2 hits with this setting spray. Gonna let it properly dry, especially the water activated aqua color, the white portion of the makeup. Give it about 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna show you guys how we're gonna do the hair. In terms of the hair, we want that really wet kind of grungy look. So this isn't anything special. This is just regular tap water, just in a spare spray bottle that we'd emptied out. And they're gonna be going between the Forever Young Hair and Body Rejuvenation Oil. This just really gives a nice wet look to the hair. And then of course, in between all that, just kind of darken the tips of my hair. Not that it really matters, you know, it doesn't really matter that my hair isn't completely and utterly black like in the comics or like Brandon Lee, as long as that kind of dark grunginess is still present there. So for the clump of hair with the bullet shell, it's just a matter of really wetting a good chunk, threading it through, and then when it kind of dries, it'll also kind of expand, puff out, and then keep the bullet shell in place. Here we go. Take your shot, fun boy. You got me, dead bang. And there you have it, guys, the full first reveal of my Crow cosplay makeup. This has been a very fun video to make. You can't help but get into the mindset of Eric Draven and what Brandon Lee would have gone through when you put that makeup on. It's just so much fun. Very happy with the end result of this portion of the cosplay. So episode 3 is probably going to be all about the leather jacket and the costume and the overall design of the final character. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. I hope you're well, hope you're happy, be merry, be silly, and until next time, geeks, please always remember, cosplayers do it best.